Here it comes again. 1, 2, Scorpio New Moon is coming to you. 3, 4, make a wish forevermore. 5, 6, grab your candlesticks. 7, 8, find out about your destiny and fate. 9, 10, you're about to rise again. 1, 2, Scorpio New Moon is coming to you. 3, 4, make a wish forevermore. 5, 6, grab your candlesticks. 7, 8, find out about your destiny and fate. 9, 10, you're about to rise again. 1, 2, Scorpio New Moon is coming to you. 3, 4, make a wish forevermore. 5, 6, grab your candlesticks. 7, 8, find out about your destiny and fate. 9, 10, you're about to rise again. And this is most certainly going to be very powerful. This is going to be different. This is going to be very significant. And this is about to rejuvenate every single one of us. This new moon in the zodiac sign of Scorpio, which we are going to have on the 27th and the 28th of October 2019. It depends on your location. In the United States of America, it is going to start on the 27th of October. In the United Kingdom, it's going to start on the 28th of October 2019. So it all depends on your location. But I have to say, which is rather important and it's ridiculously significant to actually say now, it's the fact that this new moon is going to be so strong that 3 days earlier and in the actual new moon, this new moon is going to be so powerful. So because this 3 days earlier on the actual day and 3 days later, the energy is going to be super enhanced. When it comes to the actual new moons and full moons in general, the energy is very strong on that particular day, 3 days earlier on that day and 3 days later. So you've got like about 6 or 7 days to kind of play with. I say you've got this 6 or 7 days to play with, but the most intense and the most powerful and the strongest energy, of course, it's going to be on the day of the actual new moon, which is going to be on the 27th, on the 28th, which is just going to be so good in order for us to try to focus on what we want to achieve. It is very important to also try to meditate as much as we can, because this is going to be an important time, and also this important time is going to enhance our psychic powers and our mediumship and things like that. When it comes to our intuition, is just going to be on top of its peak. This is a remarkably important time. I cannot stress how important this new moon is going to be, because it is not only this new moon is in Scorpio, so it's like a really powerful and significant time of unfoldment. But this time of unfoldment, it's also going to bring us lots of energy that we don't normally have, and it's also going to have like a rather sacred hermit moment, which is just going to take every single one of us. And when I say this, a very important and powerful hermit moment is like when we have got the strongest connection, obviously, like with the universe, with our spirit guides, with our guardian angels, and with our third psychic eyes absolutely enhanced, like there is no tomorrow. But on top of all of that, why is this going to be so powerful? Why? Because of the time that we are in. We are in October, so this will be super powerful new moon indeed in itself. But the fact that it's in Scorpio, it's even more powerful. And the fact that actually it's in October, it makes it even more powerful, more significant, more strong, and more unique, because the October energy is remarkable. October energy is different. October energy is very powerful because of the 31st of October. The 31st of October, we have got Halloween, or we have Samhain. Some people call it Halloween and some people call it Samhain. It's basically very important day in the whole year. There is no month in a whole year like it's the month of October, when it comes to the weirdness, when it comes to the bizarreness, when it comes to all this strange energy, when it comes to all this strange vibration, when it comes to all this like unusual and mysterious energy, which is just kind of having such a different impact on every single one of us. It makes us feel strange, it makes us feel bizarre. On another hand, it makes us feel very optimistic. You know, we are very, very deep throughout these days, throughout these months normally, but this deepness is different because it's to do with the Scorpio. This deepness is different because at the same time it's making you optimistic, and at the same time it's making you quite to think in an advanced way of like things that you have done in your life. And throughout of October, but especially when it comes to the actual new moon in Scorpio, throughout of October, it is going to be such a wonderful energy where we are actually going to feel rather adventurous. So this is where this interesting balance is going to come through, interesting balance that it's actually going to come forward. What I said is that it's not only the 31st that it's significant. The 31st is of course a very important day because the veil in between this world and the spirit world, it's at its thinnest, which means that we are going to be visited by all sorts of spirits, by all sorts of ghosts, by our guardian angels, by our spirit guides, by friends who passed away, by our relatives who passed away. Very intensely this is going to happen on the 31st of October all the way until the 2nd of November 2019 indeed. But it also means that the whole month of October is just like an entrance in a completely different dimension. Sometimes it can feel a little bit heavy, sometimes it can feel like a little bit bizarre, it can feel like a little bit strange, it can feel a little bit different and unusual, and this is purely because this balance of energy is just going to kind of surprise us, because it is going to sometimes feel like it's dragging, but at the same time, my beautiful, my sweet, my gorgeous people, you just have to remember that this energy that is dragging, it's up to you, my sweetnesses, it's up to you, my beautiful people, to actually redirect this energy. The power of October, it's going to bring you the fact that you will be able to redirect this energy the way you want, the way you feel, the way you wish, which means that you are still going to be on top of the game. You are the one who controls it. You are the one who kind of motivates yourself. You are the one who's going to be kind of like a, you know, using this energy and projecting this energy in the ways that you want. So this particular 31st of October, which is going to be very strong, is just going to go throughout this. This energy is going to be interesting and very strong throughout this month, from the 1st of October right until the 31st of October, actually right until the 2nd of November. We are going to be like, ooh la la, flying on our witch's broom all around the place, flying on our witch's brooms and just we're going to be looking at our situations from a completely different angles. And this is what we need, this is what we want. We need a little bit of refreshment. We need to see our lives from a different angles, and this is exactly what is going to be missing in our lives. And that's why I'm saying that throughout October this energy is very strong, it's very powerful, and it's very, very significant. And the fact that we are having this Samhain or like Halloween energy, like a spiritual energy, powerful energy, very sensitive energy throughout of October, the spirits are going to be all around, because throughout of October, like the veil in between this world and the spirit's world is at its thinnest. The thinnest and the most thinnest it's going to be on the 31st of October until the 2nd of November, of course. But that doesn't mean that throughout of October we are going to be like we're gonna feel like this different energy, we're gonna feel the different dimension, and it's going to reflect on us in so many different ways, and it's going to be wonderful. I absolutely love it, I like it. But this is when I discover myself, this is when I rediscover myself, this is when I have like the most energy, because at the same time when I feel down, or when I feel that my energy is dragging, or when I'm feeling draining, you know, at the same time I have got this vavavumish absolutely strong and very immaculate power of my mind, which is going to be at its peak when it comes to the new moon in Scorpio. And this is why this new moon in Scorpio is going to be huge. This is why this new moon in Scorpio is going to be giant. This is why this new moon in Scorpio is going to be so powerful. The reason why I had to explain all this about October, the reason why I had to explain all this about like this is actually lasting until the 2nd of November, this strong powerful energy of Samhain, it's purely because I want every single one of you to actually understand why this new moon is going to be so different. Because Scorpio in itself is a very powerful sign. It's very mysterious. It's very significant. It's very strong. It's very different. Scorpio is very psychic. Scorpio has got a very medium, you know. Scorpio has got a very strong intuition. And Scorpios are born psychics indeed. And this is purely because of the Scorpio's energy, because of the Scorpio signs. Scorpio has got a very powerful level of understanding. Scorpio has got a level of understanding that is just so pure, and it's so high up there, so it can see like things in the situation from so many different angles. When it comes to the other signs are not able to do it as easy. The other signs can't do it as easy as the Scorpio would have. So this is the Scorpio's power, this beautiful magnetic and very strong psychic energy that they have, that we will be borrowing from them. The fact that this is happening in October, which is the most significant month when it comes to the mystery and spirits and manifestation and rejuvenation, this is not only about the spirits and about mystery and about rejuvenation. People, this is so important. This is about us finding out something very important about our lives, finding out something very significant about our lives. By the time we get to the 2nd of November, every single one of us is going to realize something unique, something very special, and something particular about our own spiritual journeys. Our own spiritual journeys are very important. When I say about our own spiritual journeys, of course, I'm focusing on our lives. I'm focusing on like things that we have done. I'm focusing on like things that we have achieved, and I'm focusing on like a maybe bland time in our lives. I say bland time because it is just going to have an effect on us like this. I say bland times. I'm not saying I don't know exactly like how busy is everybody, what exactly is going on like in everybody's lives like exactly right now. It all depends. We're all different. We're all different characters, and we are all able to take the capacity in different ways indeed. But I'm just saying that this is an important, because by the 2nd of November we are most certainly going to be able to realize something very important. And the reason why I use the word bland, it's only going to be because that particular thing that we are going to realize is going to be the very important choice, the very important option, the very important unfoldment of our lives. But also it is going to bring so much color, so much beauty, so much vibration, and so much significance into our lives that is just going to be absolutely mind-blowing. Very important moment in time. So this is what actually this new moon is going to do. And the Scorpio, the fact that this is a new moon in Scorpio, probably this is the most powerful new moon that we had in a long time. And that the fact that I say that this is the most powerful new moon that we had for a long time, it is all about this strong vibration. It is so important to just basically be very on top of the game when it comes to the actual meditation and relaxation. When I say meditation, I don't mean necessarily I just sit down or lie down and have some kind of like a process, blah blah blah. Everybody's different. The meditation can be like in such a way you just like sit down and you like chill out for a few minutes like that, or you just relax. Everybody's different, and everybody can do the certain type of medication in a medication. God, no! Meditation. Everybody can do like the certain type of meditation in a different way. To some people, it's going to be in 5 minutes sitting down. Some people are going to need a little bit longer. Some people are maybe going to need to go to the forest. Some people are going to need to go like somewhere by the water. Some people are going to require to be on the bed. Some people can just sit down and touch the ground. Some people can do it at any time, like myself, for example. I don't need much really, but I really like to be in nature. I do like to be surrounded by the trees. I do like to be surrounded by the water because it's very good, it's very rejuvenating, and it's very purifying, and it's full of spirits, and that's when I'm at home. So that's what I particularly and personally like. The reason why it's so important to meditate, this is not only about meditations, my beautiful people. This is about meditating, relaxing, seeing what is coming on top of your mind. You are just going to be having a mind-blowing time because the spirits that are going to be visiting you, this is not even, my goodness, this is very important. The spirits are going to be visiting you. There are lots of strange informations that you're going to be getting. There are lots of strange realizations that you're going to be getting. There's going to be like things are going to be all around the place. Never mind the fact that you need to watch for your dreams, because very often the dead will come in your dreams and they're going to say hello. You know, it's just like very often the spirits that have passed away are going to come through. Pets, your pets can come in your dreams. You know, this is all important to pay attention to. And this is in particular when it comes to the actual new moon in Scorpio, and it goes all the way until the 2nd of November in particular indeed. So this is going to be something to pay attention and to watch for, because there is also going to be really important information that you're going to get through somebody that passed away. But going back on the actual meditation, when you're meditating, first you will just kind of like see what is coming to your mind, see who is coming to say hello to you, for example, but at the same time you will very, very clearly start being drawn towards something different, towards something new. And also at the same time there is going to come an answer to the certain problem, an answer to the certain issue, an ongoing long issue that was part of your life, that was part of your spiritual journey. And this is also going to be the product of this wonderful and very important and very significant and very magnetic and very, very strong intuitive psychic Scorpio energy that is actually going to bring. It is the gift that we are all going to take a little bit, and now that gift is also at the same time going to help us to reflect on our life situation through our subconscious mind, through our subconscious journey, through our subconscious path. And there are going to be shortcuts that we're going to use. There are going to be shortcuts that we're going to be doing and getting and going through while we are meditating. And these shortcuts that the Scorpio sign is going to bring us are going to be absolutely life-changing, because we will be getting lots of answers, and we're going to get realizations, and we're going to get informations, and we're going to get like certain highlights about our lives and about our spiritual journeys that are going to be like kind of coming at us in such a wonderful ways, because we're going to be able to use, and we are indeed going to be using these spiritual shortcuts. Absolutely fantastic. And this is why I say that this is so powerful and it's so significant, because by the end of the day, not by the end of the day, but at the end of the day, not at the end of the day literally, it's just what I say, but by the 2nd of November, it is just so powerful, because it is just about that particular thing that was missing in your life, that particular thing that was like kind of like needed to be highlighted. Also in particular when it comes to the new unfoldment, new journey, new path, new realization. Absolutely wonderful. It is just going to be so important, because it's going to help us to reflect in such a powerful way, and also try to think about things at the same time. What is no longer serving you? What you don't need anymore? What you don't want anymore? What would you like to change but you don't know how? What would you like to do but you don't know how? But more importantly, my gorgeous people, is try to see what is no longer serving you, what came to an end, because this is another thing that is just going to be absolutely mind-blowing, because we get this on a new moon in general, like normally, but now because it's a new moon in Scorpio, this super powerful new moon in Scorpio, it is just going to be so significant when it comes to the actual focusing as well. It is the superpower that we are going to gain when it comes to our psychic abilities, and we are going to be able to stretch our mind so much further, so far indeed, and we're not going to be able to explain everything. We're not going to be able to feel the whole path, to feel the whole journey the way it happens, but it's just going to happen with like a very slow realization, very slow, like a flashing images, very slow little bits and pieces that we're going to realize about our path and about our journey, and especially to in a response to this deep way of thinking, to like when we are meditating and thinking like what came to an end in our lives. You know, this is so important, because the reason why, because you are meditating, you're using this powerful energy of the new moon that is super strong, and at the same time you are putting this out there. Your power of your mind is going to be so strong when it comes to the actual stretching, when it comes to like going so further. So by doing this at the right moment in time, by meditating, you're also at the same time sending a very strong and powerful message to the universe. Your spirit guides are much closer, your angels are much closer, the spirits that care about you are much closer, the spirits of relatives that passed away, they're much closer, my darlings, much closer, which means that they will be able to like just really nicely do something very special for you in return. And what is going to happen, and once you will send this powerful message to the universe, and that is just going to be the end, that is going to be a very powerful completion, which is on another hand going to make you feel very empowered. The fact that you're gonna let this go in such a strong and powerful way, it is going to rejuvenate you and make you empowered like you haven't felt in a long time. And this is also so important, because it's going to help you to reflect, and it's also going to help you with the completion of your particular journey, and that is also going to bounce back as a certain option that is going to become relevant to you, that is going to become important to you. Couple of weeks later, within the next 2 weeks, you're going to get some kind of information, realization, a new start, a new beginning, a new option, purely because you did this at the right time. You've sent the message to the universe through your own meditation, you know, and because you did it at the right time, you did it at the right moment, you did it in the right way. So this is going to bounce back as a beautiful new prospect or new option or new idea within like about 2 weeks time, as early as that, because it is going to kind of be speeded up, and it's going to come back in such a way where you're going to start feeling very drawn indeed towards the new stage. Something is going to work out so well, something is going to work out so good, something is going to bounce back at you. Oh, you did this so well, beautifully and karmically, and that in itself is going to be an important moment in time, because this is going to be the pure result of what you've done here, and also it is just going to be the beginning of something really special. But most certainly you are kind of going around like your completion, so this is also marking a very important completion of your journey, but also of the certain things that are no longer serving, that are making you feel unhappy, that are bringing you down. So this is what you need to think about, and you don't need to think too intensely, you don't need to focus on this too much, you don't need to ask too many questions. All you need to do is just relax, my baby, relax, and then you just let your energy go, and then you just start going and start reaching so much with the power of your mind, like, oh my lord, you're going to be absolutely surprised, it's going to be amazing, it's going to be brilliant, and most certainly it's going to be mind-blowing indeed. You are using this power of this beautiful Scorpio new moon energy, which is just all about rebirth, it's all about regeneration, it's all about the new power, it is all about the new energy, it is all about the really important realization. The thoughts are our energy, the thoughts, the thinking, it's our power. When we realize something with our thoughts, this is also the energy that we are starting to kind of mingle with. This is the energy that we are starting to touch, this is the energy that we are creating, this is the energy that we are manifesting. And when we do this at the right moment and the right time, oh my lord, it's going to be absolutely brilliant indeed. And this is also, you know, on another hand, it's like, as I said, this is the time of rebirth, it's the time of success, it's the time of completion, and it's the time of the new beginning. So that's why this is going to be like so significant when it comes to this particular projection, and when it comes to your own projection, meditation, and reaching all this wonderful, wonderful, and very powerful and very significant psychic energy. Okay, on another hand, this is highly divine energy, okay, which will help us to reach divinest levels of energy anyway, which is on another hand going to kind of help us to reach the highest level of consciousness. And the fact that we are going to reach the highest levels of consciousness, which are also on another hand going to kind of make us to dig really deep. It is going to make us to understand more. It is going to make us to understand much further. So it's also going to, certain things are going to come to an end, like when it comes to the certain problems, when it comes to the certain issues, when it comes to the certain negativities, when it comes to the certain conflicts, you know, with certain people. This is absolutely remarkable time to actually do this, because I like this so much, because it's wonderful to kind of try to push yourself that little bit further with the things that you feel uncomfortable with. This is also great to be a little bit like more adventurous, you know, when it comes to your life, because this is all about you realizing these high levels of consciousness and you kind of bathing yourselves in the high levels of consciousness. And for you, in order to swim further and to bath in the correct way, you know, and for you to swim as deep as you can in this wonderful, beautiful, amazing, life-changing, significant, super sharp Scorpio energy, for you to achieve this, you just need to jump in the water and learn how to swim. If you don't jump in the water, you will never learn how to swim, okay? So just jump. This is all about jumping and doing things that just came to an end. This is all about jumping and like coming across the situations that are making you feel uncomfortable, because at the same time you're about to discover something about yourself, and it's going to be very, very important what you're going to discover, and it's going to be nothing to do with what you were focusing on, what you were talking about, who you were talking about, but a certain realization that you are going to have, that it's going to be the part of it, or part of this divine energy. And this divine energy is also at the same time going to make you very wise, very powerful, very significant, but it's at the same time going to pinpoint something very significant to you when it comes to the next stage of your life, next stage of your spiritual journey. But this is literally going to come out of the blue, purely because you will reach the highest level, the divinest levels of your consciousness you've reached in a really, really, really long time. So absolutely wonderful moment in time to kind of like try to try to be as adventurous as you possibly can, but not like, maybe you can't, you know, go out and just have an adventure, go like on some kind of trip literally, or some kind of journey. Of course you can. It depends on your spiritual journey, what you feel like. But primarily when I say that it's actually about adventurous energy, it's all about you tapping into the actual things that you don't want to do, and you tapping into the things that you don't feel like doing, you know, you kind of tapping into the things and see how you feel about it. And once you realize that you are feeling different as well, this is going to be a significant moment in time when it comes to your turning point, because this is also going to be rather connected, so much so, to the little wheel of fortune that we are all going to have. This is going to bring us a wheel of fortune, and the wheel of fortune is going to be the situation that is going to be remarkable, because we will come across the people and situation in our lives which is going to kind of set us up to respond in a certain way, and we will feel certain passion, we will feel certain power deep from our subconscious mind and from our intuition. But at the same time, this is just going to be a really, really important moment in time, because it's going to be the beginning of the turning point, because something is going to happen that is going to be bizarre, it's going to be strange, it's going to be different, it is going to come from you, because you are going to respond in a certain way, and that response that you are going to have, it's also going to just shake things up to its core when it comes to the actual certain culmination of the problem problem that is going to be connected to this as well. So there is a certain problem, certain issue, certain annoyance is going to come to an end. But this annoyance is going to be so important and so significant because it's going to be direct impact on something that is making us feel really negative and something that is making us feel low, something that is making us feel really unhappy. This is so important, so important, so important. Just remember that this is just going to kind of get you deep, dig deep into your emotions, into your emotional life and into your family's life. You see, on another hand, what is going to be rather important and this time as well is the actual relationships. We're going to feel very deep, and it is going to be one particular relationship that is just going to play an important role. Somebody who is just lost, somebody who is gone, somebody who disappeared, somebody who went, somebody who went like a long time ago, but it's an integral part of your spiritual journey, it's an integral part of your spiritual life, it's an integral part of your way of thinking, like somebody who you're thinking about or like subconsciously, but very important part of your life and your journey is about to return into your life by telling you something so powerful and so important when it comes to your particular spiritual journey, when it comes to some kind of problem that you are going to have. So there are going to be a couple of things that are going to be significant. A certain person, this is on its own, like the certain person that is going to be important in your life, it's going to return. So if you're unsure who's going to be important in your life, 98% of you are going to be sure, or you're not going to be surprised, but some of you may be surprised. But then again, if you're like kind of not sure who is going to return in your life, whoever tries to return into your life at around this time, it's going to be playing an important role later on, and most certainly it is meant to be part of your life, and most certainly it's meant to be part of this process, and most certainly it's going to be an important part of your life when it comes to the certain issue, certain problem that you are going to have, and this person is going to be the main key person that is just going to be kind of the beginning of an unfoldment of the certain problem or a certain issue, because they will tell you something indeed. And also, what is also quite important when it comes to the actual Scorpio New Moon, think really positive, be really open-minded, think really positive when it comes to like the power of your mind, the power of your thinking, because now also when it comes to Scorpios, I mean, come on, it is this beautiful, sexy energy that we are going to have, this vavavoomish energy that we are going to have. So it's all about the way of thinking. Don't waste this energy, my babies, don't waste this energy. Try to kind of use it in such a way before you go. Listen, this is very, very important. Before you go to sleep, at night, just try to kind of like ask a question, your spirit guides, ask a questions, your guardian angels, ask a question, your relatives that passed away, to whoever you feel connected to, or simply you can ask a question to your subconscious mind. This is all going to be enhanced like there is no tomorrow. You're going to be part of so many different dimensions. Listen to the sounds, watch for the signs, listen to the little, sounds and different things happening. This is all going to be very significant indeed. But most importantly, the power of your mind. This is not only, the power of your mind, the power of your mind. No, baby, no. The power of your mind when it comes to you thinking, the power of your mind when it comes to you focusing, the power of your mind when it comes to your manifestation, the power of your mind when it comes to you sleeping and going to sleep, especially on the Scorpio New Moon, and all the way you can use this wonderful time until the 2nd of November. It's going to be very strong, especially until the 2nd of November, from the 27th, 28th of October, until the 2nd of November. Every single night before you go to sleep, just ask a certain question. This question will go really far. This question will travel really far. And this is when I say the powerful way of thinking, because it's something, it's going to answer it for you. And whether you're going to be sleeping and dreaming about the answer, and then you wake up in the morning, you're not aware that you actually were dreaming about it, which is very possible, easy possible, because this is what happens. We travel every single night. It depends how is it going to happen, but you are going to get the answer to this question indeed. But the way it's going to happen is going to be so bizarre. It's going to be very strange, but most certainly there is an additional realization that you are going to have through this. It is not only asking a question, what should I do, blah, 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 but it's about the realization and what else is going to come with it, and what development and unfoldment is also going to happen with this. It's going to be rather sacred, very important, and it's going to happen at the right time, because you were doing this at the right moment in the right time indeed. Okay, so this is when it comes to the actual power of your mind. And also, on another hand, what I said before, 1, 2, Scorpio New Moon is coming to you. 3, 4, make a wish forevermore. 5, 6, grab a candlesticks. Grab your candlesticks, grab your candlesticks, grab your candlesticks, grab your candlestick, grab your candlesticks, grab your candlestick. It is a very strong, look how many babies I have around me. It is also the power of the fire power, okay? Fire is very powerful, the candle is very powerful, the candle is very symbolical. You will be able to express yourself like you haven't expressed yourself in a long time. But the power and the connection in between you and this little baby, it's going to be very strong and it's going to be very powerful. And that's why I said grab your candlesticks. You take a little candle, my baby, at some point, you know, on a new moon of Scorpio. This is so good, my Lord, my God. This is so good, and it's so important, and it's so powerful. You start this at the new moon and it's going to be mind-blowing. You take like a little candle and you can do this. You see, we are all connected. This is all connected. The fire is really powerful. The fire is really symbolical. This is a strong energy itself, and mixed up with our own energy, mixed up with our own mind, mixed up with our own ideas, mixed up with our own focus, mixed up with our own power, mixed up with our own vibration, mixed up with our power of thinking, our way of thinking, manifestation. This is going to be fantastic, bombastic, ooh la la combination. So grab your candlesticks, take a little candle, my babies. Make sure it's not too big like this, because this is going to last 10 years till I burn, basically. Make sure that you take like a little candle, thin little candle, tiny little candle, and basically tiny little candle, but still make sure that you can actually write like 3 different things on it, okay? 3 different things. Also make sure that you've got like a little lavender essential oil, rather important, and little rosemary and essential oil is rather important. So it's a lavender and rosemary essential oil. And then take like a little pen as well, or a pencil, okay? Just be at home somewhere. Let's take a little pen or pencil. Okay, if you can be at home somewhere, and basically just like sit down nicely and just basically try to connect as much as you can by kind of like a grounding yourself, by sitting in front of the candle. And try to relax yourself. Try to imagine beautiful, white, strong light all around you. And this strong light is traveling around you, and it's traveling down your hands, it's traveling down to the candle, and it just goes around the candle at the same time, and it's making all this even more powerful. Just remember that the power of your mind, your visual in your mind, is just as strong. It is not about your mind only, but you're projecting this all on there. At the same time, you're thinking about these 3 things, you know, that you want to achieve. Let's say money, I don't know, finances and health or whatever, you know, it depends, love, blah blah blah. Whatever you want to achieve, whatever you want to make, whatever you want to create, whatever you want to design, whatever you want to achieve, you just need to remember to be good, to be optimistic, and to also not to be naughty, and just not to be too greedy, not to wish, God forbid, something negative to someone. This is only this type of rituals and candles on the Scorpio New Moon are very strong and effective and powerful when you are just thinking about, for example, like yourself and like enhancement of certain abilities, or like when you're thinking, when you want to achieve something like money, something that doesn't harm someone else, or something that doesn't, like God forbid, and you know, it's like things like that, like love, finances, health, you know, something that doesn't harm anyone else, and it's to do with your own connection with the divine, with your own connection with the spirits, with your own connection with the universe, and with your spiritual journey. And that's why it's going to be so strong, and that's the only way to work. So you take a little candle, and at the same time you're having a very strong connection indeed, and you write 3 things on each. First, you take like a lavender oil, very important, and then you take a candle, and then you're still thinking about these 3 things, you're still focusing on all this beautiful, powerful light, and then you write 3 things, let's say love, let's say relationship, let's say health. You see, write it on a candle, okay? And then you take a lavender essential oil, and 3 times you put it on your finger a little bit, yeah, and 3 times anoint one side, second side, and the third side of a candle. Okay, and then you take a rosemary, and then you also do the same thing, put on your finger, and then you just basically anoint 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then at the same time you're still thinking, you're still living these 3 things that you imagine that you want to manifest, you see. And at the same time, it's basically you're connecting, you're making this more strong and more powerful. You're already setting this up for a really big journey. And then at the end, you just take a light, you just light a candle, and just basically send this message to the universe. By lighting the candle, you just say, by the time this candle is lit until the end, by the time this candle is finished burning, my messages are going to manifest. My wishes are going to manifest. I'm going to send these wishes and messages to the universe, and this is going to be the beginning of a very powerful, life-changing, and very strong and significant manifestation, which is about to change my life. This is what you say, my babies. This is what you say. By the time this candle finished and burning, then this is it. This message is finished, and this message is just sent to the universe, and the beginning of unfoldment, it's about to come, it's about to happen, and it's about to change your life. So you let this candle to burn until the end, indeed. Then once the candle is burned until the end, and you go out, so you take the remainings, very important, go outside, dig a little hole somewhere, just put this in a little hole, covering with the ground. You put it back in the nature, cover it with the ground, and then look around you, which stone in particular, or which little piece of wood, maybe it's calling you, it's very kind of wants your energy, and this is the way you're going to feel, this is the way you're going to project this energy. Then see what you feel connected to, like a rock or like a little bit piece of wood around you. Let's say you're in the forest somewhere, or you could be in your garden, it depends, where you feel it's appropriate to do. So you can basically find around and see which rock is inviting you, and then put on top of it, just like basically put it, once you find a rock, that it's kind of like inviting you, basically just put this rock on top of this where you've dug this in, where you put the remains of the candles, and just leave it there, and that's it. Your job is done. By doing this is so important, because it's all to do with a certain completion, but it's all to do with a certain beginning indeed. It is a very important moment in time to get rid of the old in order to make a space for the new. This also applies to actually try to see what you think that you should kind of change in your immediate environment. Very important moment in time to change things, because by doing this you're also raising your vibration, you're also raising your energy. And to do this at the moment in time when it's the new moon, it is all going with this strong vibration, with this strong flow, which just reflects on us in such a good way, especially when it comes to the blockage of energy. By changing things around in your home at around the time when it's the new moon, 27th and 28th of October, you're at the same time you're raising vibration, but the bottom line is that you're also at the same time you're clearing yourself, you're cleansing yourself, you're clearing the blockages in yourself. And these blockages that you're clearing are also going to be so good and very significant and very important when it comes to your own self-esteem, your own confidence, your own way of thinking, but your own health in general. And that in itself is going to be also an important moment in time. A few days later, you're just going to find yourself feeling very energetic, feeling really good, and feeling full of ideas. So by just changing things around in your home, it's not only about changing things at home because you fancy, but because this is going to reflect on you when it comes to your health and when it comes to the blockages of energy, which is on another hand going to help you to illuminate certain things about yourselves, certain things about your path. And after that moment in time, your dreams are going to become much clearer. You're going to be dreaming much more, and the dreams are going to be very specific, very psychic, and very, very individual, and very different to all the dreams that you had before. My Lord, my Lord, my Lord, do you see how important this new moon is going to be? It's very complex, it's very significant, and it's very powerful as well. Never mind the fact that this is just an entrance into the new world, an entrance into the new dimension, an entrance into the new rejuvenation, into the new energy, into the new vibration. It's just going to be absolutely mind-blowing, because at the same time you're going to be visited by the spirit. Watch for the smells. Smell around you. because you could smell like a perfume of the relative that passed away, and if you smell it, you will know that, you know, Maria or Jane or, you know, whoever it is that passed away, it's actually going to be there, you know, to say hello, you know. Or just watch what I said before, you know, things at the corner of your eye, you know, if you see somebody, you will just know. But at the same time, it's so important to think what you were thinking at around the time. They're trying to tell you the message. They're going to try to let you know something. They're going to try to make sure that you understand something what they want you to understand. And in order for you to do this, it's not only like, oh yeah, sit with the corner of your eye. You also need to make sure what is the problem at the moment, at that time. What did you look first? What did you look second? You know, what is around you? Maybe they're trying to let you know to look somewhere. This is a very complex subject, but it's very important because they're going to try to get the connection with you. So these are just type of the things that they do. And also the third thing is like a watch for the temperature changes as well. Once the temperature change, and once you feel any changes, my babies, you just look around. This is the first thing you do. Just look around. Where is the sign? Where's the message? Where's some kind of ocean? Where's something, some kind of information they want you to pay attention to? It's very important, it's very deep, and it's very complex, and this is also going to be very strongly active and powerful up until the 2nd of November. But because we've got a new moon in Scorpio, like that is just going to enhance everything, and everything is going to be just so much stronger and so much more powerful, sacred, and very much so enhanced, much more enhanced than it would normally be. So this is why this is going to be so wonderful, and this is why this is going to be so different. But at the same time, it is just going to provide us with a really mind-blowing opportunities by where we're going to be able to kind of have a certain answers on our situations, because they will be able to match, you know, the spirit guides and spirits are going to match our situations, and we will get the answers in like completely different way, something that we would never maybe completely think about ourselves, or certain options we would never go by for ourselves. You see, this is why this is going to be so important, because that part of us is going to be illuminated very brightly at the same time. It is also very, very perfect, my gorgeous people, to actually smudge your home. You see, this is the dry sage that I highly recommend all the time. I use this myself all the time, but especially October is going to be super powerful, but especially when it comes to the new moon in Scorpio, my lord, something like this is so important. You take a saucer, you light this, you put a saucer underneath because it's so messy. I absolutely love it, because at the same time you close all the windows and go everywhere in the house. You can have a little mantra, you can chant, it's all up to you. You can have a little candle in one hand, it's all up to you how you feel this connection, you know. But it's just so important, because you're going to smudge yourself, but at the same smudge yourself, and that is going to cleanse yourself as well. This is brilliant. But on another hand, it's going to cleanse your home, and at the end you just open the windows, and as the smoke goes away, you know, at the same time you smudge your home, you know, at the same time all the negative energies and negative vibrations that was accumulated over a long period of time, it's also going to go away. But it's very important, because you will reach a very significant peak of cleansiness. So that in itself is going to be remarkable when it comes to that beautiful crystal clear energy that you are going to have. On another hand, what else is quite important, to have something like a black tourmaline, because black tourmaline is very important, because when we are going through such an important time like a new moon in Scorpio, very much so we are open spiritually, you know. This is how it goes, you know, to get one thing, you know, one thing it's open, the other one thing it's closed, you know. This is how it goes, a little bit of yin yang. I'm not saying it's bad, but this is how it goes. So when we become so psychic, it's great. We can be so strong, we can be so powerful, my lord. Lots of people don't understand how powerful we actually are, but at the same time we are open more to the spirituality, to the spirits, to the mediums and things like that. And that in itself, it's not dangerous, but it makes us more vulnerable, because we're open to all sorts of dimensions, we're open to all sorts of energies, we're open to all sorts of spirits that can actually drain our energy, or it can actually have a certain effect on us, you see. So it all depends what type of spirits are around us. So this is why, my babies, black tourmaline is something that I highly recommend. You see this natural black tourmaline crystal, I highly recommend you to get this. And also If you would like to buy a black tourmaline, or if you would like to buy this dry sage leaves, this dry sage, you see, for like a cleansing, you can like get this from my channel. The link is in the description below. And by buying things, by buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. But the black tourmaline is something very important because it's the most powerful crystal when it comes to the actual protection against all sorts of negative energy. But it's very good, it's very brilliant, it makes us sharp, but also at the same time it's making our situation a bit more powerful and a bit more solid in order for us to kind of understand certain things about our spiritual past, because it helps us with grounding as well. So it doesn't affect our way of thinking, or it doesn't affect our psychic energy whatsoever. So that's why black tourmaline is so important, because on one hand it's going to help you with the protection against all sorts of negative energy and things like that, but on another hand it's going to help you with the grounding indeed. But especially at such a deep and important time, it's just something little for protection that I would suggest. And another thing that I would ask you, if also you see this beautiful labradorite, look at this beauty, just trying to see where you can see it, because you can't see, you can't enjoy this beauty. Can you see it? No. Okay, no. You see here, check this beauty. This is absolutely gorgeous. Look at this labradorite. I love it. This is like you keep it like this in your hand. You see, you can't see it, but it's so beautiful, the actual reflection of this. You know, labradorite is very powerful, and I highly suggest you to get this, and the link is in the description below as well. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. I have to say this, but this is so important. Labradorite, look at this. You can carry this in your bag. You can have this, you see, you can carry this in your bag, and you can have this like basically on your table. You can have this like on your desk. You can have this like somewhere in your living room, somewhere like in your kitchen, somewhere where you live, or you can have this on at your work. It's very important to have it, or while you're meditating, or even while you're meditating. This is something that I would highly suggest to have around you while you're meditating in particular, or while you would like to kind of make a very strong connection with your spirit guides, you see, and very strong connection with your spirits. You know, when you would like to make a strong connection with your spirit guides, but also when it comes to the actual manifestation, and also when it comes to that strong connection with maybe particular spirits. If you would like to get in touch with spirits, if you would like to kind of like make your psychic sense sharper, if you would like to enhance your third psychic eye, if you would like to enhance your subconscious mind, but especially when it comes to your psychic power, and especially when it comes to this connection with the spirits, you know, this helps you with this particular flow so beautifully and so nicely. And this is something in particular I would like you to have while you're meditating and doing what I said before to do, while you're trying to kind of get a certain connection with the spirits, because it's very good to get some kind of like what do you say, like to enhance connection with the spirits, but also to invite certain spirits, but also to understand certain spirits, to get certain spirits, but also to like make this connection much stronger, make this connection much easier, so you can kind of see what's going on much easier in general, not only for a new moon, but always. You know, it just enhances your psychic power, psychic mind, but at the same time it enhances your third psychic eye, so you have a very strong connection when it comes to the spirit world, to the spirituality, so you can understand which messages you can have. This is such an important crystal to have. Like, there is no tomorrow, but there is just so much that is actually gonna go on when it comes to the new moon in Scorpio. As I said, this is ridiculously powerful moment in time when it comes to every single one of us, and this is why we have to like sometimes pay attention and sometimes just go with this wonderful and beautiful and significant and mind-blowing flow, because it doesn't happen all the time. This happens just like once every now and then, when the energy is just so specific, when the energy is just so strong, and when the energy is so powerful, and especially when it comes to us, our lives, our spiritual journey, our manifestation, and our second stage. Indeed, especially when it comes to like a very, very important completion in our lives, but also indeed the beginning that is just going to be a very significant and important reflection on everything that we have actually done in the past 36 months. This is why I was so excited to do this video. I just wanted to say this to you for such a long time. This is such an important new moon, and most certainly it's going to be the most powerful we had in a really, really long time, and it is going to reflect on every single one of us in such an amazing, amazing, amazing way. Oh my God. Just don't forget, don't forget, don't forget. 1, 2, Scorpio New Moon is coming to you. 3, 4, make a wish forevermore. 5, 6, grab your candlesticks. 7, 8, find out about your destiny and fate. 9, 10, you're about to rise again. 1, 2, Scorpio New Moon is coming to you. 3, 4, make a wish forevermore. 5, 6, grab your candlesticks. 7, 8, find out about your destiny and fate. 9, 10, you're about to rise again. I love you all so much. Thank you ever so much for watching my video. I'm sending you healing, brightest blessings, lots of love and light to every single one of you. Love you. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Okay. Love you. Bye. 1, 2, 3, 4, better love. Bye. Love you.